The untold story of Nikola Tesla, the man who electrified the world. In the quiet mountains of Smiljan, in what is now Croatia, a storm raged across the night sky. As lightning flashed, a baby was born, Nikola Tesla, a child who would one day harness that very lightning for mankind. His mother, Georgina Tesla, whispered, "He'll be a child of the storm." And so he was. From the very beginning, Tesla was different. He saw the world in visions, flashes of light, blue sparks dancing before his eyes as if the universe was trying to communicate through electricity itself. While other children played with sticks and stones, young Tesla built turbines out of wooden wheels and captured the wind in tiny contraptions. He could memorize entire books, perform complex calculations in his head, and visualize machines as if they already existed before him. But Tesla's early life was filled with loss. At the age of 12, his older brother Dane, the family's pride, died in a tragic accident. The grief haunted Nikola for years. He often said the shock of that moment awakened his strange visions and endless imagination. After years of study, Tesla enrolled in the Austrian Polytechnic Institute, where he impressed his professors by working for days without sleep, solving the toughest electrical problems effortlessly. But fate took him through dark times: illness, failure, and poverty. Still, his mind never stopped dreaming. Tesla became obsessed with a single question: could energy itself be tamed, not just generated, but transmitted across vast distances, freely, cleanly, and endlessly? This idea became his life's mission. In 1884, with only a few coins and a letter of recommendation in his pocket, Tesla boarded a ship to America. The letter read, "My dear Edison, I know two great men, and you are one of them." The other is this young man. Tesla arrived in New York with no money, no friends, but with an idea that could change the world. When he met Thomas Edison, the famous inventor greeted him coldly. Yet Tesla impressed him quickly, fixing complex electrical problems others couldn't solve. Edison admired his skill, but not his vision. Edison believed in direct current, DC, a limited system that could only transmit electricity over short distances. Tesla believed in alternating current, AC, a system that could send power miles away, safer and more efficiently. When Tesla proposed his AC design, Edison mocked him. He said, "You're wasting your time, my boy. Direct current is the future." But Tesla knew he was right. After months of exhausting work, Tesla asked Edison for a promised $50,000 bonus. Edison laughed and said, "Tesla, you don't understand our American humor." Tesla quit on the spot. The dreamer walked out into the streets of New York, penniless, humiliated, yet unbroken. For months, he dug ditches and repaired lights just to survive. The man who could revolutionize electricity was now digging holes to bury wires. But destiny wasn't done with him. One day, Tesla met two men who believed in him, Alfred S. Brown and Charles Peck. They funded his small workshop, where he built the world's first induction motor and demonstrated the full potential of alternating current. It was the beginning of a revolution, but success drew enemies. Edison and his allies saw Tesla's invention as a threat to their empire. What followed became one of history's most brutal scientific rivalries, the War of Currents. Edison launched a propaganda campaign claiming AC was dangerous. He publicly electrocuted animals, even an elephant, to prove his point. Newspapers called Tesla's invention deadly. Fear spread across America. Still, Tesla pressed on. His brilliance caught the attention of another visionary, George Westinghouse. Westinghouse saw Tesla's system as the future and offered him a partnership worth over $1 million. plus a royalty for every unit of AC power sold. Overnight, Tesla went from a forgotten worker to a scientific star. Together, Tesla and Westinghouse battled Edison's empire. The turning point came in 1893, when the world's Columbian Exposition in Chicago invited bids to power the entire fair. Edison offered DC, expensive and limited. Westinghouse offered Tesla's AC, cheaper, more powerful, but feared by the public. In the end, Tesla's system was chosen. When the fair opened, Tesla flipped the switch. In an instant, 100,000 light bulbs illuminated the night sky. The crowd gasped. It was as if daylight had returned. To silence the fear once and for all, Tesla stepped onto the stage, letting a sea current flow through his body as arcs of electricity danced around him. Unharmed, he smiled and said, "See? The current that flows through me is the same that will light your homes." That night, the world entered the age of electric light. The war of currents was over. Tesla's next dream was even bigger: to use nature itself to generate endless power. At Niagara Falls, he envisioned a system that could transform falling water into electricity for entire cities. In 1896, that vision came true. The Niagara Power Plant, built on Tesla's designs, sent electricity across 25 miles to the city of Buffalo. For the first time in history, the power of nature was captured and delivered to humanity. The world was in awe. Tesla had become the man who lit the planet. But fame didn't bring fortune. Westinghouse's company was drowning in debt, and Tesla's royalty contract, which could have made him the richest man alive, was too heavy a burden. When Westinghouse came to him, desperate, Tesla quietly tore up the contract. "I am not interested in money," he said. "I am interested in the good I can do for mankind." It was one of the most selfless acts in history, and one that left him nearly penniless. Still, Tesla never stopped creating. In 1898, he revealed a small radio-controlled boat, the first robotic device in history. People thought it was witchcraft. Tesla called it tele-automatics. It was the birth of robotics, remote control, and artificial intelligence. Then came the invention that would define his legacy: the Tesla coil, capable of generating immense electrical energy and transmitting it through the air. Through it, Tesla dreamed of a world without wires, where electricity, communication, and information flowed freely through the atmosphere. He said, "The day will come when the earth shall be converted into a huge brain. We shall communicate instantly." No matter the distance, he was describing Wi-Fi, radio, and the internet decades before they existed. But not everyone believed. To build his grandest project, the Wardenclyffe Tower, Tesla sought funding from financier J.P. Morgan. The tower was meant to transmit free wireless electricity across the globe. At first, Morgan supported him, but when he realized Tesla's energy would be free for everyone, he withdrew his funding. "Where do I put the meter?" Morgan asked coldly. Without money, the tower was abandoned, and in 1917 it was demolished. Tesla's dream of a free, wireless world died before it began. In his later years, Tesla lived alone in New York hotels, feeding pigeons and dreaming of new inventions. He refused wealth, fame, and comfort. His heart belonged to his work. He once said, "I care not that they stole my idea. I care that they do not have any of their own." Even in solitude, he continued to write, sketch, and imagine the future, a future that would eventually prove him right. On January 7, 1943, Nikola Tesla passed away alone in his room at the New Yorker hotel. He was 86. The man who dreamed of giving free power to the world died with only a few possessions to his name. But time never forgets true brilliance. Today, every light that shines, every wireless signal that travels through the air, carries a spark of Tesla's genius. He was the child of lightning, the man who turned imagination into reality. He gave the world its power and asked for nothing in return. He was Nikola Tesla, the man who electrified the modern world.